welcome. This is Mrs. Brown here, your 8th grade English teacher. And I'm so excited that we can meet in this way. Hopefully next year we'll be able to meet in person or even this year soon. But until then, I'm glad we can connect in this way. I'm just going to go over a few things for how you can be successful in my class, 8th grade English Language Arts. So, like I said, I'm Mrs. Brown. I love teaching here at CCMS because we feel like we're a big, happy family. And yes, we work really hard to make sure that our students and our families feel very welcome. We build a lot of relationships and trust because we share so many things together, and we do feel like one big, happy family. I currently teach 8th grade English Language Arts and English Language Development here. So a little bit about me. I graduated with a degree in English teaching from the University of Utah. I used to live in Salt Lake City, Utah. Moved here a few years ago for my husband's work. And then recently, a couple of years back, I got my Reading and Literacy Specialist credential from CSU LA. I've been teaching for 8 years. 7 of those years have been here at CCMS. I love to call it my second home. I've been here for so long, and I love it so much that I could never think of leaving. Some interests and hobbies of mine is I love everything to do with nature and life. So I love gardening. 2 years back when your students were in 6th grade, I started an aquarium, and they can tell you it took a lot to get that going. There were a lot of unfortunate fish deaths, but as I told them this year, no more fish murder. All my fish are happy and living very well. It took a while to get that hobby and understand how that works. I also have a lot of pets. I love animals. So I have 2 ferrets, 2 dogs, a cat, plus all my fishies. Reading wise, I love to read. I love to read pretty much anything, but some of my favorite genres are historical fiction. I love learning about history while reading an interesting story. Horror, I love scary stories and spooky things, and then mystery as well. Other activities that I love to do are softball. I love to take pictures. I also play a few instruments. My violin happens to be my favorite, and then I also like to add pretty things to graphics, like graphic design and things like that. So a little bit about this year and what the course English Language Arts looks like for this year. We have 2 main questions that we're really going to dig into. The first being, how can the language arts be used to empower yourself and others? So how do we use our skills that we're learning this year to empower ourselves and to make ourselves stronger, but also our families and our community? And then we do a lot of discussion on the different types of ways that we can express ourselves in the different mediums. We're already kind of starting that off this unit with our autobiographical portfolios. But one of the questions that we're really digging into this year is, what are the various mediums in the language arts, and how can I use them to share my voice? We're starting off this unit. We're doing autobiographical portfolios, looking at those mediums to share about ourselves in different ways. Next unit, we're using a neat new curriculum that we're going to do some experimenting with. It's called Into Literature from HMH, and they've got a great unit on horror, and they have a really great question about why do we enjoy being scared sometimes. Podcasts, we did podcasts last year. We're doing it again this year. It was a really great hit. Your students will learn how to make podcasts and to be able to research and share their voices through podcasts. Then we'll be working on gadgets and glitches, which is about science fiction as well as technology. We'll be doing some literature as well as some informational texts in there. And then we will probably finish off with our slam poem unit. And so your students will write, rehearse, and perform a slam poem, our theme this year being the places we call home. Okay. Some important materials to have every day. Please make sure you have your notebook, your folder to keep important documents. Make sure you're cleaning that out, though. Ask your teachers what should or should not be in that folder. Please, sometimes there'll be an assigned book, and if there's an assigned book, I do need you to bring that every day, or always have a Just Right book on hand. I love making book suggestions. I love taking book suggestions, so if you ever need some advice on what book is just right for you, come talk to me. I love to point you in the right direction. It's one of my favorite parts of the job. And then this year, as we explore the different ways to express ourselves, it's really important to have a really courageous attitude and a growth mindset. Be willing to try new things, be willing to make mistakes, and to get better at them. Some things that I've noticed so far this year that I wanted to make sure everyone is aware of, and some ways that parents you can be supporting at home. So, filling water bottles during class and using restrooms during class. It's very hot, and I know we are drinking a lot of water, which also means we need to use the restroom more often. But parents, if you could please help by encouraging your students to make sure their water bottles are full before they come to school, as well as that they fill them during their break times. We have lots of fountains around, and to use the restroom during that time, nutrition and lunch, because you might miss on really important things. We move fairly quickly. I try to give a lot of work time, but if you're busy using that work time in the bathroom or filling your water bottles, that is going to be something that you'll have to get caught up on, and I would hate for you to have to be stressed out. If you can just make sure you're taking care of personal business during your personal time, nutrition, lunch, so that you don't miss anything and you don't fall behind during class. I have also noticed students feeling a little hesitant and nervous to try new things. And as I said, we definitely need to have that growth mindset and that willingness to just try and make mistakes if we do, because you're in a very supporting and loving place. So it's a great place to try new things. So remind your students that learning is about being brave enough to try new things and grow from those experiences. And that's really how we learn the best. If you need to get a hold of me, my email address is b.brown@puckschools.org. Do give me about a day to respond, but I am pretty good about responding to my email on time, sometimes within the hour. Sometimes it takes me a day, depending on how busy the school day is. I also have a Google number you can feel free to text or even call. It's 818-732-9545. Please, if I don't answer right away, leave your number or leave your name. Please let me know who you are so I know, or who your student is so I know who I'm talking to. And then also, you can also email me and we can meet in person. Just make sure you email me by appointment on that. And then, as always, please stay connected to what's going on at our school. We do give a lot of important information. Please, please, please download PowerSchool, log into PowerSchool, check your child's grades daily. Teachers are starting to update those now. Mine, I'm hoping to update this week as well. So please make sure you're checking your students' grades so there aren't any surprises later on down the road. This year, your student will be graduating. We are going to have a graduation ceremony, and you do need to have the grades in order to walk. Please follow the school on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all important announcements. Sometimes we have fun things going on that we definitely want to make sure you and your family get to participate in. And we do have a YouTube portal, which Mr. Estrada and Ms. Perez use to leave important information and videos to help your student and you to be successful at the school. So thank you all. I do look forward to a really successful school year and to working with all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your back to school night. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in the class. Bye.